What is up, awesome people of the internet? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained, y'all? Wow, what an amazing game of basketball, y'all. So I want y'all to know before we get into this, keep y'all same energy from yesterday. The people who was on the stream yesterday, keep your same energy. All right, so the game just ended. And South Carolina defeated LSU 76-70, y'all. And this was a phenomenal game. Like I told you guys yesterday, I wanted a very close game. And this was a close game. This was a game that you didn't necessarily know who was going to win. Was it going to be LSU because LSU got off to a great start? Or was it going to be South Carolina who came up in the end and got it done? And that's exactly what it was. It was the latter. It was South Carolina getting it done, and it was specifically Bree Hall, y'all. Bree Hall, who for the majority of the game, I kind of forgot she was there. She didn't, wasn't very impactful throughout the game, but when it mattered in the fourth quarter, Bree Hall showed up with those 3-point buckets, and Man, that was an awesome game. So we're gonna get into the game, and we're gonna talk about sort of quarter by quarter, kind of what happened, and some of the things that we thought about what happened. So yeah, y'all let me know in the chat how crazy was this game? Were you on pins and needles the whole time, regardless of who you were rooting for? And in my case, it was just crazy. Big shots by both teams. It was, I would say the refs for the most part, stayed out of this game. And I was appreciative about that. But this game was decided by Angel Reese getting fouled out and Bree Hall showing up at the end of the game, y'all. If y'all are just hopping in, thank y'all for joining this live stream. If y'all can hit that like button, that would be awesome. The goal is to get to 100 likes during the stream. So if y'all can hit that like button, that would be really, really amazing. Gamecock fans, let me know what y'all thought about this game. Because this game coming into it, someone in the live stream yesterday, I can't remember exactly who it was, but someone in the live stream yesterday said that they thought that LSU was going to come out to an early start and pretty much dominate from the beginning, and then slowly but surely South Carolina will walk them back. And that's what happened in this game. That's what happened. South Carolina didn't really look like themselves to begin the game. They really didn't. They really did not look like themselves at all. To start the game, it was just LSU all day long. And the thing that I was surprised about was that I'm not sure exactly if Coach Bob Starkey, the assistant coach for LSU, I'm not sure if he had the scout for this game, but if he didn't, it felt like he did, because this man is very defensive minded. And it felt like this was a different LSU team defensively. I was like, wow, okay. So y'all want to play defense. Y'all want to play defense. I thought this was going to be a shooting battle, but LSU came out with some really, really good defense to start the game. South Carolina didn't look like themselves at all to begin the game. And it was just okay, LSU. LSU may have something. You had good defense by basically the entire LSU roster in that first half, especially. And I would say it was right from, I can't remember. It was a couple possessions in when they got the ball down low to Kamilla Cardoso, and Hailey Van Lith waited for the first dribble. And then she swooped in, got a jump ball, and it was from there. It's okay, there's a defensive identity that's going on with LSU today, and I was kind of surprised to see it. I really was. I was very, very surprised to see it, and that kind of lasted a good amount of the game. And then South Carolina was like, nah. Dawn Staley was like, nah, we ain't going out like that. We ain't going out like that. We are not going out like that. And, you know, I really thought that it was a tale of two halves. The first half was really about LSU kind of doing their thing. And then the second half was all about South Carolina getting back to the South Carolina we know. The first half, it didn't seem like they were really getting the ball in the paint for Kamilla Cardoso. And the second half, they were like, nah, we're gonna attack. And it was a smart strategy because when they started doing that, you get Angel Reese into foul trouble. She on the bench with 4 fouls. She come back in. We're gonna talk more about Hailey Van Lith in a sec because it was Hailey's fault that in my opinion it was Hailey's fault that Angel Reese was in foul trouble to begin with. It was Hailey's fault. But yeah, this game it was determined by Angel Reese in foul trouble and Bree Hall showing up at the end of the game. Also, I thought overall, Raven Johnson did a really good job today. I thought Te-Hina Paopao played a really good game today. Again, Paopao with the big buckets. Paopao is a player who can hit big buckets at the right time. And it was kind of amazing. It was kind of amazing. I see a lot of South Carolina fans in the chat. Hey, y'all gloating about y'all team. Hey, I ain't mad about it. Romy says Dawn did that. Yeah, she did. But I will say this. Yes, the Dawn Staley had a good game plan, especially in that second half. I thought LSU had a good game plan throughout the game. It was about when it came down to it, it was about individual players making buckets. When it came down to it, it wasn't about the coaching. It was about who can make the best decision on the court. Who can do it? And it turned out at the end of the day that was South Carolina. Y'all, thank you so much for hopping in. We got 650 people in the chat. Whoa, that's crazy. If y'all can hit that like button, that would be really, really amazing. We got 600 people in here. Maybe we can get to 300 likes. That would be pretty awesome. So if y'all get that like button, that will help more people find this stream. But y'all, we're gonna talk more about South Carolina in a sec. But I do want to start off talking about LSU and what I thought they did right and what I think ultimately cost LSU the game. So if you all remember yesterday when we were sort of talking about we were doing the pre-show, and we were talking about like what both teams need to do, what South Carolina needs to do to come out as the victor of this game, and what LSU needed to do to come out the victor. And for LSU, in my opinion, the game plan really was about can you make shots? Can you pass the ball effectively? Can you play some defense? And can you stay out of foul trouble? Like those were kind of the keys to the game for LSU, and they did a good amount of them. They for the most part passed the ball well. We're gonna get into Hailey Van Lith in a sec. For the most part, they did well. However, it was about foul trouble, and it was about shot selection at specific times of the game where it was just like, what were you thinking? And there was, I believe there were a couple of times where I was like, man, if LSU makes a different shot here or there, that's the ball game right there. That is the ball game. Shout out to Vinks DeJohn Perrette for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Who are you rooting for? Let me know. Let me know in the chat who are you rooting for in this game. But yeah, y'all, we are talking about LSU right now. We're going to get into South Carolina in just a sec. I want to just try to do a pretty thorough job at this recap, and then we're gonna really, really talk about it. We're gonna really, really talk about it. All right. Yeah, it was it was kind of crazy that the ESPN went straight to the Australian Open after that game was over. Thank you so much, Aubrey, for the super chat. Aubrey says, Quita, mark my words, LSU will be a force to be reckoned with going forward once they tighten up the defense. Great game from both squads. Yeah, I think that LSU is a better team for this game because this is the LSU team that I was expecting to see at the beginning of the year. For the most part, making the smart plays. For the most part, we're going to talk about Hailey Van Lith in a sec because I think she kind of cost them the game. But Flau'jae Johnson was passing the ball. Michaela Williams was passing the ball. Hailey Van Lith was passing the ball. And they were making the smart decisions on offense. It wasn't about the me show that we have seen in the past from LSU. It was about team ball. And, South Carolina is always all about team ball. But that's something that we haven't really seen that much from LSU this season, at least. And they did their thing. They played team basketball, and it was pretty cool to see. Virgil says, first of all, thank you so much, Virgil, for the super chat. Virgil says South Carolina outscored LSU in every quarter except the first. Yes, you're right. Absolutely. But I felt like in terms of momentum, it really was LSU had the momentum in the first half and South Carolina had it in the second half. However, at the end of that first half, LSU had the ball and they had a chance to basically wind down the clock to the point where South Carolina didn't have much to go by. And instead of them running a real play, Hailey Van Lith decides to get to the middle of the paint and do some sort of floater. She misses it. They go, South Carolina goes down the court, gets a bucket. And it was just it was dumb decisions like that from Hailey Van Lith that I thought was really, really, really impactful in this game. And I was just like, I was actually kind of surprised that Kim Mulkey kept. I was surprised that Kim Mulkey kept Hailey Van Lith in the game as long as she did. I was kind of surprised by that. I think it was MiLaysia Fulwiley that really, really got the momentum, in my opinion, back for South Carolina. She hit that buzzer. I think it was a buzzer beater at the end of the second quarter, and I was like, yep, South Carolina got the momentum back. I think they about to win this game. I think they about to do it. And they did. They did. It was all about momentum. South Carolina needed to get LSU. They needed to make sure that LSU's crowd was not going to be a factor anymore. And that's what they did. That's really what they did. Clayton says, said it at halftime, game was going to come down to whether or not LSU cooled off from the floor. Yeah. Courage said LSU has no bench. They were probably they were tired. Before the game happened, Coach Kim Mulkey said in a presser, she said, I have timeouts. I'm going to use them if I need to make sure my players get some rest because, they don't have a bench. They don't have a bench. If y'all can hit that like button, that would be really, really awesome. Also, I got a lot of people in the chat right here. So I do want to say, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. We talk about women's basketball all the time. So if y'all wanna rock with us and join the awesome people of the internet, we have a good time talking about some women's basketball. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we're gonna keep talking about this game. Shout out to Vic McGee with the super chat. Vic says, we all won that one. Simply amazing. Yay, women's basketball. Yes. This game was a win. Regardless of yes, South Carolina won the game. And yes, South Carolina Gamecock fans are through the roof, as they should be. It was a really good game. However, women's basketball won today. We won today. Women's basketball fans won today because we got to see a phenomenal game that lived up to all of the hype. So that was really, really cool on this game. We're going to get into South Carolina play in just a sec. Just a shout out to Taylor for the super chat. Taylor says, Hailey Van Lith turning the ball over on the inbound caused Reese to foul out. That costed them the game. Yeah, there were two huge mistakes that Hailey Van Lith made on the offensive end that resulted in Angel Reese getting a foul. And if you're and because of that, I was kind of surprised that last year Poa didn't play as much as she did. Though last year Poa, when she was in, she didn't have the best game either. So it really was kind of a struggle for LSU at the point guard position. Though overall, Hailey Van Lith did a good job. However, there were, I would say, 3 critical mistakes that she made, maybe 4, that really, really did cost her team the victory. They really, really did. In this game, it was pretty determined by the post players. You had Anissa Morrow with 16 points and 10 rebounds. We had Angel Reese, a little bit short of a double-double. She had 15 points in this game and 8 rebounds. Of course, 5 fouls. She was fouled out of this game when it was a very critical stretch in the game. In terms of bench players for LSU, they only played 2. They played Alita Del Rosario and they played last year Poa. So we are about to get into South Carolina in a sec. But first, shout out to Aubrey for the super chat. Aubrey says, hit that like button. Yes, y'all, listen to Aubrey. Hit that like button. Please and thank you. Helps more people find the channel. Yeah, who did Gamecocks rule? Yeah, that 5th foul was dumb. And she knew it was dumb. Like it was a turnover, running down, and then, South Carolina was going to score. So instead of Angel Reese thinking, "Oh, I'm going to get that block," it was a mental error. And I think it was a mental error based off of her being extremely fatigued. But like a little bit before that foul happened, LSU had to call a timeout because it seemed like Angel Reese was cramping a little bit. So, that was probably a catalyst for that foul. Angel Reese just being tired and just not making the right decision because mentally and physically she was exhausted because she basically played the entire game. But yeah, y'all, let's get into South Carolina and let's get into why South Carolina was successful in this game. They were successful because they got back to the basics of who they are. South Carolina is a team that gets the ball in the paint and then uses that to allow the guards to get their stuff going. And that's what they did. They got the ball in the paint to Kamilla Cardoso and they got her to work. They got her to work and then it sort of opened up kind of a little bit more stuff in terms of just South Carolina, their guards being able to make some stuff happen. And also, they stopped turning the ball over. South Carolina, to start, it seemed like on offense they just weren't playing their normal self, and there were several turnovers that were not. It didn't seem characteristic of the South Carolina team that we know, and I don't know. It felt like in the second half, it returned back to the team that we know of for South Carolina, a team that sits on defense and will battle it out without fouling, and a team that can get to their spots on offense, whether that's Paopao and Bree Hall with a 3, or whether that's getting it in the paint and just being active, not being out-rebounded by a team. That's what South Carolina did, and that's what got them the dub. Shout out to Chris, who gave a super chat. Chris said, Flau'jae was cooking in the first half. Where did she disappear to? I think overall, LSU was riding a high in that first half. It was a high from, College Game Day. This is, the biggest game of the year outside of the NCAA tournament, and they were at home. So they were riding high from that crowd, and I think that, helped to give a huge boost to this team. Flau'jae Johnson included. And then in the second half, it just, I don't know, it didn't feel like they had as much energy. It felt like they were tired because they were. South Carolina had 4 bench players who played. And for LSU, it was only 2. Flau'jae Johnson basically played the entire game. And that takes a toll on you. That takes a toll on you throughout the course of the game. So, that's a thing. That is a thing. Wayne says LSU exceeded the pregame promotion. Wait, is this? Oh, this is ahead of time. I am like behind in the chat, y'all. It is so many comments. I am. Is so many comments. It's crazy. Yeah, all LSU. Yep, all LSU games are sold out. What's going on with Iowa fans? Always want to be included. What's going on with the Iowa fans? Like, there's so many comments. I am like getting behind a little bit on because I can't read everything y'all saying. Darwin says, much respect to LSU. All this stuff I see about LSU being cheated is bull. LSU wasn't cheated. Come on. Like, I'm not, maybe people were saying that in the chat. I'm not sure. But if y'all, let me know in the chat if y'all think that LSU was cheated in this game. And let me know why you think LSU was cheated. I do not believe LSU was cheated in this game. They weren't. LSU played a good game, and they just didn't have it at the end. It was because of Hailey Van Lith, and it was because of Angel Reese getting in foul trouble. It is what it is. It's not. This was not an example of it being a thing where they were cheated. For the most part, I thought the refs did a good job. Yes, that fourth foul on Angel Reese. Yes, I could definitely see an argument of like how that was a messed up call. However, that was just one foul. Overall, I thought the refs did a good job. Frank says bad call on Reese. Yeah, the fourth foul was a bad call. Yes. However, overall, I thought the refs did a good job. I really did. I think the refs, for the most part, let them play. Yes, they, can miss a call or two. But gotta give the refs a little break. Overall, I thought they did a good job. Pretty Ugly said they were not cheated. Janae says they were cheated. Janae, explain. Let me know why. Let me know your argument. Is it just because of that fourth Angel Reese foul? If so, yes, that was a messed up thing. However, overall, the refs let the players play, and that's what we wanted, right? That's what we wanted. We wanted the refs to not be in the conversation. And yes, that one foul, they were in the conversation. However, overall, I thought the refs did a fine job. I really did. I really did. So yeah, that's my thing. That is my thing for sure. But y'all, I do want to talk about a player that really impressed me in this game, and her name is Chloe Kitts, y'all. I thought Chloe Kitts played a great game. I really did. I really thought that Chloe Kitts played great. And the reason why I thought she played great is because she was in her bag in that first half. And it felt like especially in that first quarter, it was like Anissa Morrow versus Chloe Kitts. And I thought that was a great matchup. I thought that Chloe Kitts, for the most part, held her own in this game. I thought that that she was hitting some good shots. And y'all, Chloe Kitts is, she means business, you know. She is a sophomore that, yes, will not score the most points in the world. However, as a player in the SEC, Chloe Kitts is phenomenal. And she likely will never have, you know, probably will never average, you know, 20 plus points a game or whatever. She doesn't need to. She does her role well. She does her role very, very well. And, you know, I said it yesterday in the pregame stream that, you know, this season, before this season, I wasn't really checking for Chloe Kitts. But this season, she has gotten better and better and better and better. And I thought today she played very well. I thought she played very, very well. Dazzling Event said Chloe Kitts did her thing and I loved it. Yeah, she did. She really did. Nola Moneysaver says they didn't let them play. Their goal was to get Angel out the game. You think so? I don't know. I really, you know, maybe I'm off, but I really thought that the refs did a good job. I really did. But maybe we'll agree to disagree, Nola. Maybe we'll agree to disagree. SC Scout Guy says that was the correct call on Reese. She had a fistful of jersey. I guess I don't know. I guess I must have turned away when they showed an angle that showed her grab the jersey. Maybe there was like a replay where they showed her grab the jersey that I didn't see. So I didn't see that. Yeah. Carl says Chloe kept South Carolina in the game early. She did. Tim says Kitts is low profile and shoots percentage shots very well. Yeah. I thought Chloe Kitts did a good job. I really did. We got another super chat. Shout out to DeJour, who gave us a super chat. Thank you so much, DeJour. DeJour said Reese's fifth foul was questionable. That's a let him play moment. I guess it's more of a don't do something stupid moment to me, more than a let him play moment. In my opinion, because it was more of those things where it was like, if Angel Reese wouldn't have swung her arm, that caused it. I think the refs were forced to call that because she swung her arm. And it was a blatant, she hit, was it Bree Hall? I can't remember if it was Bree Hall, but she hit her right on the arm. And sure, the refs could have let that go. Sure. But I also think it was more on Angel Reese for not doing that. To me, that was the real thing. We got shout out to Vince DeJean Perret. They said Vince, thanks so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Yeah, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about that that final foul on it was Raven Johnson. She hit Raven Johnson. Yeah. What do y'all think about that foul? Let me know. Let me know what you thought about that foul. That fifth foul on Angel Reese. I thought, she caused it on herself. She needs to be more disciplined than that. And she is more disciplined than that. I really chalk that up to a mental error based off of fatigue. I really, that's what I chalked that up to. But y'all, if y'all just hopped in the chat, we got 900 people in here. Thank y'all so much for hopping in and chatting with us. We talking about LSU versus South Carolina. South Carolina beat LSU 76-70. This was the game of the year. It lived up to the hype. We had 3-point shots. We had a player fouled out. We had big buckets. And y'all, we just had overall a game that was just grinded out. And it was great to see. It really was great to see. So thank you so much for hopping in and chatting with us. If you have not hit that like button, please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I make content all about women's basketball because in these streets, hey, we awesome people of the internet and we love us some women's basketball. So if you rocking with women's basketball, come on and subscribe to this channel. Aubrey with another super chat. Aubrey says, my takeaway from this game is that both teams' offenses are stagnant. Is that what you got? Aubrey, I would chalk this game up to both teams can play some defense. We all know that South Carolina can play some defense. They're the best defensive team in the SEC. We all know that South Carolina could play some defense. What we didn't know, at least what I didn't know, is that LSU could play defense well against a team like a South Carolina. This wasn't the offensive battle that I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to get to 90 plus points in this game. I really did. But you know, I don't mind. I don't mind you know, a lower, not necessarily a lower scoring game. I don't mind an average scoring game. I don't. As long as, you know, I see good basketball, which I thought I saw. Like, this was really good basketball. And you know, defense is good. So, you know. Shout out to my girl with the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate the support. But yeah, so players of the game, in my opinion, were, first of all, it has to be Bree Hall, number one player of the game, because she showed up at the end of the game with some two huge 3-point shots. And that was that won them the game. You know, she hits 2 big 3-pointers, and you know, that's 6 points right there. They won by 6 points. So Bree Hall, to me, is the player of the game. And in terms of other players for South Carolina who did their thing, Paopao, of course, is just, this girl is made for big buckets. Like, she just is. Like, Paopao is a player who could just shoot, you know? And she wasn't the most efficient today. I would say she was uncharacteristically a bit inefficient today. However, she made 2 big 3-pointers when she needed to. Kamilla played well when she needed to in the second half. In the first half, you know, wasn't much of a factor at all. But in the second half, she was really good. Shout out to Crystal with the super chat. Crystal says, thoughts on the turnover Hailey did that led to Angel's 5th foul. I was beside myself with that. Like, because I was just like, again, Hailey, like, and this is just as someone who, you know, I didn't, overall, I didn't like when either team had turnovers. Like, I was just like, come on, you know, take better care of the ball. But to me, that was the game. That was the ball game. And Hailey did that another time in the game. Like, Hailey made a couple of very boneheaded decisions with the ball. There were times where Hailey Van Lith turned the ball over. Yes, like the one that led to that 5th foul. There were also times when Hailey would just dribble. And it was just like, girl, you got Angel Reese calling for the ball. You wait too late to pass it. And then maybe the opportunity that she had is gone, you know. And it's just like sometimes she just dribbles and her head is just down, and it's just like, okay, like are you gonna pick your head up? Like what's gonna happen? So that was a very costly costly mistake. But even with that said, overall, Hailey did well. Overall, yes, she made some boneheaded plays. Yes. However, Hailey Van Lith still hit buckets when she needed to. And she gave some life back into South Carolina. I mean, not South Carolina. She gave some life back to LSU when she hit that 3-point bucket to sort of keep them in it. It was basically a broken play. Anissa Morrow got it to Hailey, and I wasn't expecting Hailey to make it, but she made it, and there was another moment in the second half where it seemed like Hailey had a 3-point shot, and I don't know who it was. Somebody was like, "Just shoot it, Hailey." Like they were frustrated because she didn't shoot the ball, but she ended up getting in the paint and then getting an and one. So like there was some smart stuff that Hailey Van Lith did. So this is not a Hailey Van Lith bashing session at all. But even with that said, overall she played pretty good, but there were clear times that showed that, again, she is still learning the point guard position. So that's for sure a thing. Shout out to Frank. Frank says, awesome people of the internet for life. Facts. Shout out to Brandon 34 with the super chat. Wow. Thank you so much. $20. Wow. Appreciate you, Brandon. Brandon says, if LSU had a bench, they would have won. Angel was exhausted. Go Tigers. Yes. If they had a bench, yeah. Or if Samaya Smith never got hurt, the way this game was going, I feel like LSU probably would have won. If Samaya Smith was not hurt. Because all they needed was another post player that could have kept Angel Reese out the game for a little while longer. And Samaya Smith was really, really good before she got hurt. And I think if they had her in this game, I really do think that would have been the difference in this game. So that's my thoughts on that front. But yeah, I thought Hailey Van Lith did a lot of dribbling, had some costly turnovers. However, I thought that she she did well overall. Michaela Williams, I thought, just didn't have a great game. She didn't have a great game because she just shot some terrible 3-point shots. And that happens. It wasn't the best of games. Drew says, Quita, you need to work for ESPN because you're so good at talking about this. Oh, thanks, Drew. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for that. I take that as a huge compliment because ESPN is like they're I mean, all the games are on ESPN. They're the gold star team. But y'all, can we talk about College Game Day real quick? Let's just talk about College Game Day because I thought that ESPN did a good job with College Game Day. I thought that the stuff that they were talking about at 6 p.m. before, I don't know if y'all watched the College Game Day segment and even halftime and whatnot. I thought they did a good job. I really did. I really did appreciate the coverage that they gave women's basketball. And it wasn't, yes, they were focusing on LSU and South Carolina, but in that College Game Day, they were talking about other players around the country. They were talking about the phenomenal freshmen that have been doing their thing. And I thought that was critical for the growth of the game, because there was probably some people who were watching that wasn't aware of some of the freshmen who've been doing their thing that are not on South Carolina and LSU. And I thought it was just a good, I just thought it was good. I just thought it was good for women's basketball, what ESPN did today. Yes, they cut straight to Australian tennis, but I appreciated the College Game Day, because we don't, yes, we get games, but we don't really get pre-game stuff like that. And I thought, as a women's basketball fan, I think it's important for us to call that out and appreciate that. Shout out to De Jour, who gave a super chat. De Jour says, Hailey Van Lith, dribble, 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 ref, backcourt violation, Mulkey, Hailey. So here's the thing with that backcourt violation. I was watching the game and just watching, and then I saw Hailey Van Lith basically stop, and then she looked back, and then I was like, wait, did they get rid of the backcourt violation? and then they called the whistle, and then they blew the whistle for the backcourt violation. I was like, oh, okay, that's still a call. And it's one of those things where I was like, what are you thinking? She was it seemed like Kim Mulkey was talking to her, and instead of listening while you're dribbling up, Hailey just stops and looks back, and I'm just like, what are you doing, girl? that was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. Yeah, KRL says Michaela Williams is going to be amazing as she develops. Yes. And again, she's a freshman, y'all. So yes, she didn't have a great game today. However, she's a freshman. She'll be fine. I'm not worried about her at all. She'll be absolutely fine. Disfan9212, thank you so much for the super chat. They said, can we get Jay Billis a spot on women's basketball college game day? I think we have to. We need to see more of women's basketball college game day. Because for the most part, college game day is for men's basketball. And I would like to see more college game days for women. But yeah, Jay is awesome, and yeah, he I think he could do a good job. But also, I thought that the ladies did a great job for college game day today. So both things can be true. That is for sure. I do want to say thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all for hopping in on this chat. We are talking about some LSU versus South Carolina. It was champ versus champ, and the undefeated team coming in is still undefeated coming out. So yeah. Thank you, Ty. Ty says Quita is going to blow up. That would be cool. But it really is awesome people of the internet over everything, y'all. So y'all some rock stars hanging out with me and chatting about our shared love of women's college basketball, y'all. Rich Just Me says this game shows that South Carolina is battle tested and LSU is not. Is that what you think this game shows? Yes, this game did show that South Carolina is battle tested. I don't think it showed that LSU wasn't. No, I think it showed that LSU is a really, really good team that has lost some games that they shouldn't have lost, and that they can hang with the best team in the country. Yes, they lost. However, I don't think it showed that they weren't battle tested. I thought this was a pretty big battle. I thought this game was a pretty big battle, and LSU didn't embarrass themselves. They overall played very, very well. They played better than I think people were expecting, or at least they were played better than I expected. Especially on defense. Nola says, Quita sounds like she was rooting against LSU. I was rooting for some good basketball. Again, I told y'all, I didn't care who won. Now, one thing for sure that I did want out of this game, I wanted a close game. I wanted overtime. We didn't get overtime, but the end of the game to me was a lot of drama. It was a lot of drama. So overall, I was very, very satisfied with the closeness of this game. I also wanted, Anissa Moore to play well, because Anissa Moore is from Chicago. So I've been a fan of hers for a while. Played at DePaul, big fan. So yeah, I wanted Anissa Moore to play well, and I wanted it to be a close game. I didn't care who won. I didn't care. So I was rooting for some good basketball, Nola. Sorry I wasn't cheering for your team. But I wasn't cheering for the other team either. G says that baby was shooting and landing nothing. I think you're talking about Michaela Williams. Yeah. Yeah, it was rough. Hakeem says, is LSU a number 1 seed? I would say yes, they are a number 1 seed. But I don't think they will get the number 1 seed because they lost 2 games. They lost 1 game for sure that they had no business losing. Colorado, okay. But Auburn, no. So because of that loss to Auburn, they will not get the number 1 seed. However, I think they are number 1 seed quality, though they're not going to get it. Nor should they, because they lost a game that they shouldn't have lost against a team that, when it all shakes out, will not be ranked in the top 25, even at the end of the year. So yeah. Pierre says Carolyn Peck is the best for women's basketball. Facts. I'm a fan of Carolyn Peck. I'm also a fan of Andrea Carter. Yeah, big fan of hers as well. I think she has done a lot of great stuff for women's basketball. Like I think her analysis is awesome. So what else y'all got to say? College game day was awesome. I agree. Kyra says the pregame show was amazing. Love Drea Carter. Yes. She's just, to me, she is the gem of women's basketball coverage. Yes, we all know about Carolyn Peck. Carolyn Peck has been phenomenal for forever. I think Drea Carter is the next generation of people who are going to sort of carry women's basketball forward. So, I think I think she's great for women's basketball. I really do. Big fan of hers. JR says South Carolina is going to burn out. Really? You think so? Lonely Music says Michaela Williams will develop to be one of LSU's best point guards. Y'all can hate if y'all want. Facts. Yeah. Michaela Williams is amazing. Yes, she had a bad game today. She did. But, y'all, this girl can ball. This girl can ball. So, yes. When it all shakes out, Michaela Williams is going to be breaking some records for LSU. Yeah. When it all shakes out, yes, she will. Yep. DeJour says, first of all, thank you so much, DeJour, for the super chat. You're on a super chat storm, DeJour. Appreciate it. DeJour says, no shenanigans today. I was hoping LSU held them at 70-70 until until the fourth quarter is over. We are the real losers as women's basketball fans. We were cheated. I mean, I did want some overtime though. I did. But we got to watch some amazing basketball. For 40 minutes, we got to watch some amazing basketball. I wanted to see more. I wanted to see 40 plus. But yeah. Ooh, good question, the one. The one says, Quita, do you still feel like South Carolina is by far better than LSU? No. LSU I think LSU proved something to me today. I feel like they did. They proved something to me today. Yes, South Carolina is still is the better team, but they're not so far ahead than LSU. Yes, they're still better. Yes. But this game showed that if LSU wants to, they can beat South Carolina. If they really knuckle down and want to, and they clean up some of the dumb mistakes that some of the turnovers and whatnot that Hailey Van Lith had. Overall she had a good game. This is not me attacking her, but I think that was the separator for this game. Yes, LSU is a really good team and they can hang with South Carolina. Yes, South Carolina is still better, but LSU can absolutely hang with them. Absolutely. But y'all, if y'all disagree with that, let me know in the comments, because I know y'all quick to say if y'all disagree. So if y'all disagree, let me know. Let me know. Brian says big players show up in big moments and in the fourth quarter, and she didn't. I think you're talking about Michaela Williams. I think. Yeah. I mean, she'll be fine. Michaela Williams will be fine. Yeah, not a good game, but she knows that, and I think she's gonna be better for it. Yeah, I'm doing so much talking, I'm thirsty. Doing so much talking, I am thirsty. Yeah, today was a good game. Well, today was more than a good game. Today was a great game. Today was a great game, and it was a great day for women's college basketball. It really was. I will be very much interested to see if when they tell us what the ratings were for this game, because I really feel like all eyes were on this game, and it could just be because I'm all about women's basketball that that's all I see. And all I saw was this game, but I thought this was a great game. I thought this was a really great game for women's basketball, and I think that this lived up to the hype, and if some people who don't watch women's basketball watch today's game, I think they come out a fan of women's basketball. Yeah. Paris said, I wanted a OT so bad. I did too. I am Joe says, I feel LSU proved a lot to a lot of people. I think they did. They proved that they can play some defense. They proved it. Yes, they have had some good defensive games so far this year. However, they weren't playing top talent. So I kind of take that with a grain of salt a little bit. But to play the way that you played defensively, against a team like South Carolina, yes, South Carolina didn't have the best game, especially in that first quarter. But to play the game like you played it, To me, I think it did prove a lot of people wrong. I think it did prove a lot to people. I really do think it did. Andre said, "Are y'all not recognizing that this was an LSU home game? Come on, Quita, are you not taking that into consideration? Come on now." I talked about it. I talked about it at the beginning of the stream. I did. I don't know when you joined, but I talked about it at the beginning of the stream. Yes. I think that was the huge catalyst. Yeah, Andre, I am recognizing that. The hard part about these lives is that like people come in at different points, and it's hard to know what people heard. But yes, I mentioned it earlier, but there was somebody yesterday who talked about how LSU was going to come off to a massive start due to sort of the fans just sort of like getting them to play their best basketball in the at the beginning of the game, and then slowly but surely South Carolina will walk them back. I think that's what you saw. Yes. The home court advantage was a huge thing. Absolutely was a huge thing. But when it came down to it, LSU showed up. Yes, absolutely. The fans helped a lot, but they showed up and they played a really good game. Would they have done the same thing if this was in South Carolina? We don't know. But yes, absolutely. Home court advantage was a huge factor. Absolutely was a huge factor. Janelle says, LSU played their best game with a great game plan. South Carolina played their worst and gritted it out. Y'all still calling them you can't? Yeah. My girl says we are not worried about you can't, UConn. Y'all, I remember people calling UConn you can't for well over a decade. When I was like younger, watching Tennessee and UConn battle it out, people were calling UConn you can't back then, and they still calling UConn you can't. Like, man. I didn't realize that was still what they was called. Oh man, that UConn hate never leaves. That never leaves. And that's the thing. When I was younger and I was a huge Tennessee fan, I called them you can't too. I called them you can't too. Oh man. Cedric says kids can ball. I was surprised. Yeah, kids can ball. Yeah. Chloe Kids did her thing. Chloe Kids did her thing. Queen says Peck was definitely for LSU. Had her beads on and all. No. Carolyn Peck was for Dawn Staley in South Carolina the whole time. She wore purple because of Pat Summitt. Frank says, awesome people of the internet over everybody. Facts. Shout out to all the awesome people of the internet. If y'all know. Type APOTI in the chat. Frank is so awesome. Frank is such an awesome person on the internet that Frank changed his username to APOTI. Like that's cool, Frank. That's cool. That is cool. That is cool. Brian says we need a post-game show. Show from ESPN. Yes. However, in lieu of an ESPN post-game show, y'all got the awesome people of the internet after game stream party. That's what you got. So So we gonna be our own post game show. That's what we doing here. We gonna be our own post game show. ESPN ain't got to do it. We gonna gather here and talk together about this stuff. We gonna talk about it together. Shout out to actually wait. Wait, did I read this one already? I think I might have read this one already. But again, shout out to DeJour. Oh, DeJour sent another one. DeJour, all these super chats. I appreciate you. DeJour said Big Four clamped Tania for 3.5 quarters. Yeah. I thought Flau'jae Johnson did a phenomenal job. Early, we saw Te-Hina Paopao get that 3-point shot off, and then Coach Kim Mulkey was like, Flau'jae, don't let her score another 3-point shot. Yes, she did get one more 3-point shot up, but like overall, I thought that Flau'jae Johnson continued to show that this girl can play some defense. She continued to show it, and I thought that was awesome. I really did. I really did think it was awesome. Let's see. Todd says, yes, this was a great game for women's basketball. Facts. Like, absolutely, this was a great game. Darwin says, UConn got a solid team. Don't think they can beat us, but they are better than most think. Yeah, UConn is good. Yes, UConn has a crazy amount of injuries. But they're good. I mean, I need to fill my water up, y'all. I'm talking so much. I drank all the water out of my cup. So I gotta get some more water. Goodness rated. Boo says, I watched Chloe in high school. She can play. Oh, that's cool. Where's Chloe from? I don't even know. I don't even know where she went to high school at. Courage said they did almost lose, though Angel was on it tonight, except for those fouls and Morrow. Yeah. I thought Angel Reese had a great game. Yes, that 5th foul was a dumb decision. However, I thought she played a great game. And I thought she really did show her leadership in this game as well. So, Andre is an awesome person on the internet. Let's see how who else we got as awesome people on the internet. Queen says, make Frank a mod. I need to. I need to figure out how to do that. I need to figure out how to do that. Frank has shown some dedication. I got to figure out how to make how to make people mods. But yeah, I need to do that. Good suggestion, Queen. Good suggestion. K-Dub is an awesome person of the internet. All right, we got Michelle in the house. Reg Rich says, love the hoodie. You know I gotta rock the Chicago sky, right? That is my lone bias right there. I'm all about the Chicago sky. Sky over everything. Not over everything, but over other WNBA teams. DST40 says, ever since Gino snubbed CP3 and NECA at the 2016 Olympics, he hasn't won anything. Oh man. Honestly says, I'm worried about Vanderbilt. What's going on with Vanderbilt? What's going? Is something going on with Vanderbilt? Yeah. Let me know what's going on with Vanderbilt. Kyra says, awesome people of the internet after game party. Yep, that's what this is, man. If ESPN don't want to do it, we gonna convene and do it ourselves. We're gonna do it ourselves. How about that? We got another awesome person of the internet in the building. Aria says, I run straight to Quita after big games. Shout out to you, Aria. Shout out to you. Salute. Shout out. That's awesome. Nah, thank y'all for rocking with me though. I really do. Yeah, Janae, I agree. Yeah, Florida did good. Yeah. Yeah. Michelle says, I would love to see Morrow at NC State. I think Anissa Morrow is one of those players that can just be phenomenal wherever she goes. She's someone who just can do a little bit of everything, you know? And she showed it today. She can step out and hit some threes though. You know, today she was efficient from the 3-point line, but normally, you know, not as efficient, but she can shoot those. She can hit some jumpers. She can get to the bucket. She can get rebounds. I mean, I don't know what team she doesn't fit on. Like she fits on. Actually, the only team that I think Anissa Morrow wouldn't fit on is Utah, because Utah doesn't do mid-range shots. Utah does threes and shooting in the post. So yeah, I think Utah is about the only team that I think would not that Anissa Morrow probably wouldn't fit on. But she's just such a talented player that she fits on just about every other team, if she wanted to. Let's see. Yeah, she was pissed. Yeah. And she was pissed at herself. And I'm sure she's gonna take responsibility for the game. Angel Reese is one of those players that just I have seen her like continue to grow as a leader. And it's really is cool to see. It really is cool to see. But y'all, we got some post game interviews that just came through. We got some post game interviews that just came through. Dawn Staley has done her post game interview, and we're gonna go to that. Since I was live, I have not watched it, but we're gonna watch it a little bit together. We're gonna watch it a little bit together. So let's take a look at what Dawn Staley had to say in the post game presser. Let's get into this.
Coach Bree hits those 2 threes in the final minutes of the game. What does it say, or what is it about her that allows her to be so clutch in those like really high pressure moments? Because she does the same thing at UNC.
I got to give it up to Leah Boston today, because she said something to Breezy during the timeout that really relaxed her, settled her down to be able to see the ball come at her, and it's a practice shot. It's what she does every single day that we're out on the court. Puts in extra and didn't hesitate.
So she said that there was something that Aaliyah Boston said something to Bree Hall to get her to calm down a little bit and to show up when it really mattered. And y'all, that's why it's important. It's important to have, you know, players that it's important to have people that players respect to talk to them in addition to the coach and to get them to do certain stuff. And I thought that's why it was important that Aaliyah Boston came to cheer for her squad. She was there at practice yesterday, and she said something to Breezy, and Breezy relaxed and hit some big shots. And it's probably something, she probably said something that the coaches have probably been telling Breezy, but sometimes it just takes another person to say it, another person that you really respect to say something, and then you kind of, you're able to sort of take it in more.
Dawn, a couple, do you know what Aaliyah said to her?
I don't. Aaliyah wouldn't tell me.
And then just throughout the game, it seemed like you guys had a lot of problems with offensive rebounds, getting points off turnovers. Just what did it say to the fortitude of your team to keep hanging in there, get it down within possession, and then just keep hanging in until they could hit the shot?
I mean, it's basketball. you make adjustments, and I thought our players did a great job at making adjustments after the half, and it basically just boiled down to just toughening up. I thought LSU had their way with us. I think they had about 10 offensive rebounds in the first half. Ended up getting 3, and that's the difference maker. They make their money off offensive rebounds and putbacks and free throws. Let me see the free throws. Free throws, rebounding and free throws. So we did a good job with that.
So yeah, I'm not gonna play the entire interview for Dawn Staley because I don't want to get a claim or anything, a copyright claim or anything. But yeah, that's a part of what Coach Dawn Staley had to say. And this team, they gritted out a win. They gritted out a win. And, I think that for sure Dawn Staley was not entirely impressed by her team's performance. But when it came down to it, a W was a W, and Bree Hall made it happen. We don't know what she said. We don't know what Dawn Staley said to her. Not Dawn Staley. We don't know what Aaliyah Boston said to Bree Hall, but whatever it was, it worked. Whatever it was, it worked. So yeah, y'all. We are going to end this stream in about 10 minutes. So is there anything else y'all want to say? Pierre says Aaliyah Boston is the Carolyn Peck 15 to 20 years from now. Yeah, I would agree with that. Though maybe it's sooner than that. Like I don't know. I don't know if she if she wants to play in the WNBA for 15 years. Aaliyah might want to just do 10 years and then go be the next Carolyn Peck. Like I could absolutely see her doing the Carolyn, like playing Carolyn Peck's role as sort of like the I don't know, like I don't want this to make it sound like I'm calling Carolyn Peck old, but she's sort of like the elder statesman when it comes to women's basketball. And I think it's just there's so much respect that she gets, and she's just, I don't know, she's just so wise with the stuff that she says and how she says stuff. And just the history that she knows, and I think, yeah, I could totally see Aaliyah Boston, doing that, in the future, because I don't know if y'all have been watching, but Aaliyah Boston has been doing, she's been basically doing what Carolyn Peck is doing. Like she works for Peacock. So she's been on Peacock and NBC and she's been covering Big Ten games, and she's been doing a really good job. Yeah. If y'all have not watched, get a Peacock account and watch her do her thing, because I think Aaliyah Boston is a really good commentator. I do. And I think she's going to continue. To do that. And be better and better and better. Thank you, Queen. Queen says, "Thank you, Queen. I appreciate your lives to talk about the game." Yeah, I mean, this is our time to communicate and whatnot. Like, I didn't see. The reason why I created this channel, yes, is because I love talking about women's basketball. And also I love YouTube, but also I didn't really see anything like this. I didn't really see an opportunity for people to chat about the game on YouTube. Like, yes, Twitter, WNBA women's college basketball is popping on Twitter, but I'm not really a Twitter person. I wanted something on YouTube, because I love YouTube, so I created this channel, and y'all been rocking with me, and I appreciate that. But yeah, y'all some awesome people. Y'all are some awesome people of the internet, y'all. Okay, it looks like Kim Mulkey's interview just dropped. So we are going to go into that and watch we're probably gonna just watch a couple of probably gonna watch like a minute or so of that, and then we're gonna we are going to probably end the stream after that. But first, shout out to DeJour with another super chat. DeJour says South Carolina gonna get got. LSU plays South Carolina again. They're gonna get got. They're gonna get them. Yeah. So yes, as we have learned this season, anybody can get got. I'm gonna say this one more time for the people in the back. Anybody can get got, y'all. Like, it don't matter who you are. You could be South Carolina. You could be LSU. You could be UCLA. You could be Stanford. You could be USC. It don't matter. Anybody can get got. And yes, absolutely, DeJour is right. I don't know for sure if they're going to get got. I know they can get got. And you know, we may see LSU versus South Carolina in the SEC conference. We might see that. So yeah, that we definitely might see that. But yeah, let's go into what the post game was for Coach Kim Mulkey. Again, we're not gonna see the whole thing, but we're gonna talk about it a little bit.
Coach, from your perspective, last couple minutes of the fourth quarter, what went wrong and how'd you fall into that hole?
Reed, let me tell you, your article in the paper today might be the best I've read in a long time. You did some research, and I appreciate it. For those of you who haven't read it, go find it. That's real journalism. He didn't give an opinion. He called people and did some work. You had to go back and you had to go look at record books, too. Appreciate that, buddy. When you don't have Angel Reese on the floor the last 4 minutes of the game, it takes you out of your rhythm. It takes you out of your confidence zone. I don't think I put her back in the game too early. She fouled out with 4 minutes to go, so she would have been in there if I'd have put her in with 5 minutes to go. I thought the game came down to exactly what it usually does. It's just toughness. It's experience. That was a good basketball game. Our kids fought really hard, and the crowd was outstanding. It was a great atmosphere, and when you don't have your All-American on the floor to rebound first and to guard Cardoso as well, I thought we battled and did about as good as we could. This game comes down to possessions. At the end of the first quarter, we gave up a 3. At the end of the second quarter, we went in too early. They come down, they hit a 3. So I think Flage said it best, you only lost by 6, but you break it down possession by possession. I thought that when we came out in the third quarter, they were tougher than we were. The first 5 minutes, they started rebounding the ball, started taking it right at us. We didn't get to the foul line. With a team that plays as physical as they do and as tough as they do defensively, you shoot the ball 6 for 18. We had to get to the foul line, and we didn't do it. They got to the foul line more than we did.
Yeah, she got a point. That is a little bit of what Coach Kim Mulkey had to say about the game. And, yeah, it was pretty close. It was pretty close throughout. But, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. You know, there has to be a winner. And this time it was South Carolina who gritted it out and got the dub. Janae says Quita is funny. Thanks. Let's see. Queen says South Carolina will win again if they meet up for a second time this year. We'll see. I mean, again, anybody can get got. So, you know, we absolutely could see South Carolina narrowly beat LSU. We could see South Carolina destroy LSU. We could that same thing in reverse. We can see LSU narrowly beat South Carolina. We can see LSU destroy South Carolina. This is a game of basketball. So sometimes certain players have it and sometimes certain players don't. and that's the way the cookie crumbles. That is the way the cookie crumbles. Home court is a huge advantage. So maybe that's for sure. Definitely why LSU came out so strong in this game. But maybe this is a different result if South Carolina was at home. We don't know. But yeah, if they meet again, it will be in the SEC tournament. So we will see. We will see. Niza says, I can't even be mad at LSU. I've tried to get mad at them, but no, they really did their best. They did. And I if for all those LSU fans out there, I think y'all really need to be proud of y'all team. I think that your team showed up and showed out. The coaches had a great game plan. What they were doing in the first half with they were overloading one side, and then they gave the ball to they got the ball down low to Angel Reese. And it was a perfect pass to her outstretched arm. And so she basically had the whole other side of the court to herself because everybody was flush on the other side. And they did that play three or four times. And it was a perfect play. And it was something that I don't know. I don't remember seeing that play, that specific play from LSU. Maybe they've done it before this year and I just haven't been paying attention. But it was smart stuff like that LSU was doing. They were actually setting screens, They were actually setting screens today. And it was just stuff that they were doing that I was just wow, okay. They really did play their best. They really did. So if you're an LSU fan, you should not be holding your head down at all. Your team played very well, played better than most people expected them to play. And you should be very, very happy about that. You should be ecstatic about that because, they did their thing. They really did. So yeah. That is, yeah, man, guys, that's the show, guys. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about before we head out? Yeah, anything else? Travis says, thank you for the post-game live. Quita, again, outstanding day for women's basketball. This is an outstanding day. I appreciate your support. But yeah, this was a great day for women's basketball. Scott says wasted timeouts. She didn't mention them. So here's the thing. I don't think they were wasted timeouts. Remember LSU had a small bench. They only played 2 players on the bench. The players on the court were exhausted. They were exhausted. So the timeouts were smart timeouts because they had to do it because the team was tired. They were tired. So I don't think it was wasted timeouts, in my opinion. DeJour says soft boop screens. What else I got to say? What else y'all got to say? Laws says benches win games, period. I mean, yeah, the bench really, having a bench really helped South Carolina out today to get people some time to rest, for sure. The one says, absolutely, Quita, I'm proud of them Tigers. Yeah. LSU fans, y'all should be happy for y'all team. Y'all really should be happy for y'all team. Yes, they lost, but they, play well. And then for South Carolina, y'all should of course be happy for y'all team because y'all team won. Also, y'all team showed that they could win games even though they played terrible. They show they can have a bad game, a very bad game, and still be able to come out with a W at the end of the day. So, that's for sure a benefit. That is for sure a benefit, y'all. Y'all, man, we got a lot of people on lives today for women's college basketball. Like that is, that's kind of cool. So I do want to say, so I'm looking at YouTube right now, and it looks like we got Captain Will live right now talking about this game. I know Captain Will's a huge South Carolina fan, so we know he probably real excited about his team. Looks like we also got the committee that's live on YouTube right now. Y'all, YouTube seems to be becoming a place for live streams to talk about women's basketball. I will say I don't remember really seeing people do lives after games before until recently, and I'm happy to see it. I love it. I absolutely love it. The more people talk about women's basketball on different social platforms, I think is great. I think it really is great. So shout out to all the people who are talking about women's basketball, regardless of if they come to this channel or they come to another channel. You talk about women's basketball, and I love it because ultimately, I love women's basketball. So I want to see the game grow. And the more people engage with the game is just awesome. So shout out to Captain Will. Shout out to the committee for doing lives after this game. Again, the game of the year, y'all. The game of the year. What a game, y'all. I'm not going to hold y'all too much longer, so I just want to see any other comments y'all got to say before we head out. Let's see. Thank you, Queen. Do I like college men's basketball? I don't dislike it. I will say though, I used to be a fan of men's college basketball when Coach K was still at Duke. And what was his name? I think it was like Coach Calipari was at, what school was Coach Calipari at? I think he was at let me see. What school was Coach Calipari at? I was big fans of them. Oh, he's still coaching. But it was when it was like a pretty sizable rivalry between Duke and what was it, Kentucky, I think. And I was a pretty big fan of it. So yeah, that was for sure something like, yeah, I was a big fan of men's college basketball as well. I remember there was an Illinois team that was really, really good. They had like a big three. I don't even remember who was on that team. D Williams? No, D something. Anyway, yeah, I used to be a big men's college basketball fan. Now I don't really watch men's college basketball like that. Next Day Air says they didn't have a bad game. We held it down. Yeah, I mean, yeah, your team tried their best. Your team tried their best. Didn't come out on top, but that's okay. Tyasha says, Taisha, I think, says women's sports is getting the love they deserve. Yes. Facts. Absolutely. And it's great to see. It really is great to see. Kyra says you definitely should set up a Patreon. Yeah, I will try to do something. I set up a YouTube membership, but I haven't promoted it at all. And also I need to like figure out some stuff to do for channel membership. I think I probably will set up a Patreon. The thing about it is that like actually a good amount of like some of my shows get demonetized, and some of the just videos I create gets demonetized because I use game footage. And so that's a thing. And so, yeah, I probably will try to set something up so I can still be able to make this stuff happen. And I really want to invest in this channel, but you need money to invest into the channel. Because I want this to be, yes, for us to have live streams after games, but I also want to level up my quality of editing. I want to level up my thumbnail game. I want to level up what I can do. I want to be able to be in a position where I am helping to create news by doing interviews and having sort of like exclusive things, and that involves money, of course. But I'll figure that out and and let y'all know. But good suggestion, Kyra. Good suggestion. Thank you, DeJour. Thank you so much for hopping on and chatting. Thank you so much. Look at Queen T being shady. Y'all take this moral victory, I guess. LSU, congrats. Oh man, that's funny. Thanks so much for hopping on, Pierre. Appreciate you. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Travis. Thanks. Calipari was at Memphis, then went to Kentucky. The plug into the source says, great platform, Quita. I've been a women's college basketball fan since Pat Summitt was Pat Head. Whoa, that's a long time ago. That's a long time ago. Wow. Yeah, you're an OG women's basketball fan. That's awesome. That's awesome, plugging into the source. Because you're a good commentator, you should do both. Appreciate y'all support. I do appreciate it. Looks like we got a super chat. DeJour, thank you so much for the super chat. DeJour says you should do film breakdowns for memberships. That's a good idea. See, look at y'all giving me some good ideas. That's a good idea. Okay. All right, I like it. Thanks so much for the suggestion. I like it. Let's see. Queen says there are several channels dedicated to men's sports. I feel Quita is where she is. Hashtag women's sports. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of commentary channels about college basketball, about the NBA. There's even channels dedicated to certain NBA teams. There's stuff dedicated to men's soccer and whatnot. Like there's a lot of stuff out there for men's sports, and no problem with that. I'm an NBA fan. I for sure watch a lot of different channels about men's sports. No problem with that. But it just doesn't really exist for the women's game, regardless of the sport. And so we're trying to start something. Of course, there's lots more that I am interested in. It's not just yes, I love women's basketball, love it, but also I love women's soccer too. I'm a huge soccer fan, and honestly, I really thought long and hard about running two channels at once. One about women's basketball, one about women's soccer. I created a channel for women's soccer, but yeah, it's just too much to cover for women's basketball to even be able to do both. But yeah. Janae says, I can't wait to see the WNBA. Yeah, the WNBA is going to be awesome. Yep. Hello there says, if I'm last year Poa, I'm transferring after this game. Mulkey doesn't want to play me and gives me the world's biggest leash. Yeah. Last year Poa made some mistakes and like immediately kind of got out of there. She got taken out the game, which is unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It's coach's decision. And as a player, you have to, hey, either you stay and deal with it or you leave. Pick one. But Hailey Van Lith is done after this year anyway. So I mean, if I'm last year Poa, I'm just staying because she's gonna be gone. So let's see what else. What? Does Gamecocks roll the corn dogs? I don't get it. Is this a South Carolina reference or something? Pierre says, if you keep growing, maybe you will get a sponsor. Maybe. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I need to figure out how like that would even work. But yeah, that would be really awesome. Tony says, ESPN whack. They hated on FSU. They are convicted. What? I don't get it. OT, thank you. OT says, Quita rocks. Thank you. M says, Quita for president. That's funny. That is funny. That is come on, Michaela. Come on, Michaela. You got some jokes. Michaela says, film session gonna be rough for Hailey. Come on. Come on. That's pretty messed up. That's pretty messed up. But Aria says, Quita, did you see that Oklahoma deflection basket yesterday? No, I don't think so. I don't think I did. I'll check the interwebs and see what basket deflection you're talking about. Goodness Rated says, but you gifted. Why hold your talent only in one play? Commentator does it all. You have a great voice, great smile, prolific. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. It's mainly about time. About like I love soccer. And I love other women's sports. It's not just basketball and soccer. I'm a fan of women's gymnastics as well. And and of course I have stuff to say about that. Honestly, pretty much any women's sport. Besides curling, I don't understand curling. And golf, I don't understand golf. Though I want to understand golf. If I'm gonna watch golf, I'll watch the LPGA. But yeah. I would like to. It's mainly because I don't really have time because I got a full-time job and I'm trying to make it watch as many games as possible and make videos and whatnot. And it takes a while, but and mainly that's because I'm like literally a one-man band with all the awesome people at the internet rocking with me. But yeah, I would love to eventually do more commentary about other sports. Not on this channel, of course. This channel is always going to be a women's basketball only channel. And I will never stop making commentary about women's basketball, but eventually I would love to expand and talk about more women's basketball or more women's soccer or more, women's sports in general. Honestly says, do a soccer Saturday. Yeah, I mean, eventually that would be great. They actually just released the schedule. I'm not sure if you guys are fans of the NWSL, but they just released their schedule. So I'll be I also have season tickets to Red Stars games as well. So I'll be going to all of those as well. So I may be doing some lives on my Quita Loves Football channel talking about women's soccer. Let's see. Natalie says Hailey Van Lith still has another year of eligibility. Does she? The way that Kim Mulkey seems to talk about Hailey Van Lith, it seems like she's only there for 1 year. So I don't think they have the expectation that that Hailey Van Lith is staying in college. I think their expectation is Hailey Van Lith is going to be gone after this year. I believe that's the expectation. I think that's sort of what I have seen. So. All right. What else? Goodness Rated says, do you think Hailey Van Lith will get into the WNBA? She'll be drafted. Whether or not she makes a team, that's a whole nother story. that's a whole nother story right there. But yeah, she gets drafted, sure. OT Branch says, I wonder why Skylar Diggins-Smith was not in that pool of 18 and she was an Olympian. What's your take? I think the reason why she wasn't, if you guys don't know what OT is talking about, they're talking about the USA basketball pool. I think the reason why is because she hasn't played basketball in a really long time. So I think they just don't know what to expect. And so I think that's why, I really do think that's why that she wasn't included. I don't think there's any shade or anything going on from USA basketball to Skylar Diggins-Smith. Maybe there is. I don't think so, but you know. FSU got destroyed today. They did. Let's actually do a before we end this stream, let's do a round women's basketball recap real quick, because there were other games on today than just LSU versus South Carolina. So let's take a look. All right. So Virginia Tech beat Georgia Tech 87-69. Ooh, wow. Whoa. Duke. Wow. Duke demolished Florida State. Wow. 88-46. Okay, so that's what you're talking about. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna. Looks like the fourth quarter was the nail in the coffin, but really the whole game was pretty bad. Okay, guys, I'm going to maybe after this stream I'll go back and watch this game. Wow. I'm surprised Florida State lost by that much. NC State won 71-46. Ohio State won 67-59. Syracuse beat Notre Dame. That's pretty interesting. 79-65. Gonzaga continues to do their thing, and the WCC beat Santa Clara 82-45. Louisville beat Boston College 88-60. Of course, we saw it. We all saw this game together. South Carolina versus LSU 76-70. And we got Miami that lost to North Carolina. North Carolina is a team that I don't really know what to think about North Carolina. Like, they win some games and I'm like, they look impressive, but then they have some other games that they don't look that great in. So they're sort of, I still don't know how to read North Carolina. They won 66-61. So those were some of the other games that happened in this day to day. And I know that I know that we all didn't really watch some of the other games because we were watching this South Carolina versus LSU game. But I did just want to let y'all know what happened today. in these games. This was just the top 25 list. So this wasn't all of the teams. So let's see. Did anybody in the SWAC play today? Nope. Let's see. Who else might have played today? Ole Miss beat Florida 81-70. Arkansas beat Kentucky 88-61. And Texas A&M beat Mizzou 69-67. So this was a very close game. Okay. Texas A&M barely got the dub. See, okay, y'all agreeing with me. Y'all are agreeing with me with North Carolina. Okay, I know I'm not alone. So Em is saying North Carolina is so unpredictable. They are. Yeah, Queen. Ole Miss did play today. They won. They beat Florida. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with North Carolina. See, DST agrees as well. All right. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to figure out a read on them. They're just, yeah. I'll save my real opinions for North Carolina later in the season because I feel like they're just, I don't know. I still don't have a real read on their team. Yeah, I could see that. Kelsey says Texas does the same as North Carolina on and off, but I guess I could see that. I could see that. Kelsey said it was like someone put a lid on FSU's basket, no rebounds either. Yeah, I got to get into that game. I'm gonna go back and see what happened because Florida State's a good team. Florida State is a really good team. And for them to have gotten beat that bad, there has to be a reason. But again, we'll see. DST40 says Hailey Van Lith is not ready for the WNBA. She will get cut like Alexis Morris. That's very possible. Very, very possible. Shani says, will you cover the Olympics? Track and field will be amazing. So I want to cover the Olympics. For those who don't know, the Olympics is this year in 2024. So I would love to. I would absolutely love to. We'll see. we'll see how everything shakes out. But yeah, that would be pretty awesome. Lonely Music says y'all need to get into women's lacrosse. Yeah, lacrosse is cool. Like y'all need to get into women's soccer. First of all, I think that's the best. Then I would say women's softball. Lacrosse, sure. Gymnastics, track and field. And just go down the gamut. Just, women's sports all day, every day. Like that, this is what we about. Kelsey says, is this a retirement year for Diana Taurasi? I hope so. I hope so. Diana Taurasi has done great stuff for the game of women's basketball. Absolutely great stuff, but it's time. It really is time. And I think it's important to just know when your time is to be done and to allow other people to give you your flowers instead of other people secretly whispering, I wish she would quit. She needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like we need players to sort of bow out gracefully while they're still doing well. Diana Taurasi is not the player she used to be. I think she just needs to retire. Announce that you're retiring and just be done. Because I know for sure people talking about her. Like, when is she gonna retire? And you know they putting her on that Olympic team, and she shouldn't be, but they gonna put her on that Olympic team. I'm gonna call it now. The guaranteed roster for the Olympic team is going to be for Diana Taurasi. I guarantee y'all. Does she deserve a roster spot? No. Will she get a roster spot? Yes. And if we lose the Olympics, if we do not win the gold, it will be because of favoritism. Choosing certain players over other players. Yes, she's a legacy player. Yes, she has done so much for U.S., Olympic teams in the past. However, just bow out. just be done. But I'm just saying, like, she's a phenomenal player. I was a huge fan of Diana Taurasi back in the day. Like, and this is no disrespect to the GOAT. But you just gotta admit when it's time. Just got to admit it. Du jour with another super chat. Du jour says Diana Taurasi time was 3 years ago. Yeah. I mean, she could still pull out some random big games, 20 points or whatever. But yeah, her game it's not the way it used to be. But supposedly, she said this season she's going to be playing some defense. That's what she said. So, that's what she said. We'll see. We will see. Y'all listen to Kyra. Kyra said, great stream as usual. Good night, awesome people on the internet. Hit that like button on y'all way out. Yes. If y'all need to leave this stream and head to bed or whatever, like I'm about to be doing in a sec. But we're about to end the stream pretty soon. But as you're leaving the stream, please hit that like button on y'all way out. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. There we go. I updated the sort of overlay for the stream to show the subscribe button and the like button. So hopefully that helps to give y'all a visual reminder. But yeah, Diana Taurasi is needs to retire. Huge fan of hers. She has been great for the game, but you got to admit when it's over. Yes, back to the game. Yes, this was a great game. For those who are just joining, it's probably not a lot of people just joining, but if you did just join, South Carolina beat LSU 76-70. This was a phenomenal game. We had some big buckets scored by Bree Hall that won South Carolina this game. And this game really was a struggle fest for South Carolina. Really struggled, like a huge struggle fest the entire game. Well, for the most part, they really struggled in that first quarter. For the first half, they ended up ending the first half with some momentum off of a 3-point shot by MiLaysia Fulwiley, and they started to put themselves in the driver's seat for the remainder of the game, where it felt like they had a lot more control over the game, and it felt like the crowd wasn't as disruptive as they were in the first half. So shout out to South Carolina for getting an ugly win. But sometimes that happens. And you don't play your best, but you get the W that you need, basically. So shout out to South Carolina for that. For LSU, they played very well. This was a game from LSU that I don't think we were actually expecting. This was more of a defensive-minded LSU team than I expected. Like I said earlier, I think Bob Starkey must have had the scout for this one, because it felt like LSU knew how to be very, very disruptive to what South Carolina was trying to do on the offensive end. And they were successful at it. They were very much successful at it. So I think I thought LSU played well. Yes, they had some costly turnovers. Hailey Van Lith made a couple of decisions that were ill-advised. Overall, I thought she played a good game, but she did make some decisions that I thought kind of cost them the game. She helped contribute turnovers that allowed Angel Reese to get 2 costly fouls, and just overall foul trouble was an issue for Angel Reese, and that partially cost them the game as well. LSU was a team that only played 2 of their bench players. South Carolina played 4 of their bench players. And, that was the ball game. South Carolina, they struggled in that first quarter, but for the remainder of the game, they outscored LSU for the second quarter, for the third quarter, for the fourth quarter, and slowly but surely walked LSU back. And it sort of culminated in that fourth quarter when they eventually tied the game and then got the lead again. So that was a quick recap of the game for those who just joined. I know we've been talking all about stuff that wasn't related to South Carolina and LSU. So for those who just joined, I wanted to make sure you all got a update on what happened, because this truly was a really, really great game. Yeah, y'all. Yeah. Wayne says they won't beat UConn shooting like that. You think? I think they could. Yeah. Because UConn is not better than LSU in my opinion. So I think that South Carolina will be able to handle UConn, because UConn defensively, I don't think UConn can defensively stop South Carolina. So because of that, I think that South Carolina is going to come out with a dub. Yeah, sure. Sure, UConn can shoot better than South Carolina, but I don't think UConn's defense is like that. So, that's my opinion. Queen T with the shade. What? Queen T said, UConn, are they even ranked? Oh my God. Are they even ranked? Come on. Yes, they're ranked. Yes, they're ranked. They're the number 8 team in the country right now. So they're ranked higher than LSU. LSU is currently number 9. And we got UConn at number 8. Let's see. Natalie says Kamilla will most likely won't be there, but South Carolina will handle business. Why wouldn't she be there for the UConn game? Am I missing something? Is she does she have a commitment for Team Brazil or something? Yeah. Why wouldn't she be there? Now, if she's not there, then yes, that absolutely helps UConn. Absolutely. And gives UConn a shot. Though, as I said before, anybody can get got. So yes, UConn can. There is a pathway for UConn. Just like I said, there was a pathway for LSU. There is a pathway for UConn to beat South Carolina. So she has a Brazil commitment. Okay. All right, she has a national team commitment. Well, UConn has a better path to beating South Carolina. They have a better path. So actually, let's take a look at the upcoming games for. Let's take a look at some of the upcoming games for both South Carolina and for LSU. I think that could be a good thing to wrap up with. and then we'll be done. All right, so in terms of upcoming games for South Carolina, they play Vanderbilt on Sunday, and then they're playing Auburn on February the 1st, then Ole Miss, Missouri, and then they play the game against UConn. They play UConn on February the 11th. That is a Sunday. I likely will be doing a similar thing to this one. Yes, that game is not the game of the year, as I was sort of hyping today's game as. But I will likely be doing some pre and post game lives for that game. I'll probably have a live the day before on that Saturday, and then do a live after the game is over so we can kind of talk about how the game happened. I do think that this is going to be a highly anticipated game, a highly watched game. Not the game of the year, but maybe the second game of the year. We can probably give it that, the second most important game of the year outside of the tournament. They play UConn on Sunday, February the 11th. Are you all watching that game? Let me know who you all think is likely going to win that one. I mean, I think it's South Carolina, but we'll see. We will see what happens. And then they play Georgia, Alabama, Kentucky, Arkansas, and they wrap up the season with Tennessee. So yeah, y'all. We got a lot more South Carolina basketball to see coming up, and let's take a look at LSU's schedule for the remainder of the season. Like, y'all, there's not that many games left. We are through most of the season already. So LSU plays Mississippi State next. They play them on Monday. That game is going to be on ESPN too, which is awesome. It's like, man, it seems like South Carolina and LSU are getting some really good placement on TV. Some really, really good placement, which is kind of cool. So they play Mississippi State on the 29th, then Florida, Vanderbilt, Alabama, Texas A&M. They play Auburn again, Tennessee, Georgia, and Kentucky. So we'll see how LSU finishes out the rest of the season. If this game against South Carolina was any indication, we're going to see a better LSU team for the remainder of the season. But we'll see. We will see. So those are some of the upcoming games that you all have to look forward to. And then, of course, after that, y'all, we got SEC tournament play, which is going to be fun to watch. It's going to be very, very fun to watch. Are y'all looking forward to SEC tournament play? Do y'all have predictions of who's going to win? Of course, South Carolina is the favorite, but as I keep saying, anybody can get got. And then we're going to get over to NCAA tournament play after that, and we're gonna have a good time, y'all, because we got some games that we about to be watching, y'all. We got some games we about to be watching. I see in the chat some talk about Mississippi State. I like Mississippi State. I think they're a good team. Yeah, I think they kind of are a sleeper team. I think they're good. Yeah. It's with Mississippi State, it just, I think it's about seeing how consistent they will be. I think to me, I think that's what it is. How consistent can Mississippi State be? But yeah, guys, that is basically the stream, y'all. I do appreciate y'all for rocking with me. We've been on here for 2 hours, y'all. I think I gotta get to work tomorrow, so I'm about to. This is 11 o'clock my time. What time is it where you're at? Let me know in the chat. But we are about to end this. I do want to say I thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Yeah, I always say it, but y'all truly are awesome people of the internet. That's why I call y'all this. I call y'all awesome people of the internet because you are huge supporters of women's basketball and women's sports in general, and that's awesome. That really is awesome. And I thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Y'all truly are awesome people of the internet. That's why I call y'all this. I call y'all awesome people of the internet because you are huge supporters of women's basketball and women's sports in general, and that's awesome. That really is awesome. That really is awesome. I really do enjoy talking to y'all all the time. So thank y'all for rocking with me. For those who watched the stream yesterday, those who watched the stream today, I appreciate y'all. Make sure to hit that like button on y'all way out. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscribe button, y'all. Okay, so we got people in New York. It is 12 o'clock in New York. Okay, all right, it's 12 o'clock in New York. All right, Lonely Music is a central person as well. It's 11:40. Yep. All right, 11:04. Yep. All right. Good night, guys. Shout out to South Carolina fans. Y'all was right. Y'all team won. Got the dub. Won ugly, but y'all won. That's what all that matters. Whoa! It is 1:04 in Puerto Rico. Rich, go to sleep. Okay, we about to end this stream so Rich can go to sleep. We about to end this stream. That's too late. That's too late, Rich. That's too late. You gotta go to sleep. All right. Oh, Taisha, she's all right. It's only 9 o'clock in California. All right. Well, anyway. Good night, guys. Y'all rock. Shout out to all the awesome people on the internet who joined us on this stream. And until next time, guys. You know what I'm gonna say? I'm going to say until next time, guys. Bye, y'all.